Good evening, YouTube. This is Death by Parodies, and today we're going to be doing MLP Drugs Are Magic, which is character drug pairing. Let me first say that I do not endorse any kind of drug. All the drugs in this video are harmful and potentially life-threatening. This video is a collection of popular speculation and belief by me and, of course, the fans, and it's obviously just for fun. Okay, first I'll go over what they are, then I'll explain why. Twilight Sparkle is alcohol, specifically wine. Rainbow Dash is steroids, Pinkie Pie is ecstasy or LSD, Rarity is cigarettes, Applejack is moonshine, Fluttershy is heroin, Scootaloo is steroids, Apple Bloom is moonshine, Sweetie Belle doesn't do any drugs, Spike is pot, Princess Celestia is cocaine, Princess Luda is caffeine, and Princess Cadance and Shining Armor don't do any drugs. Okay, now why? Twilight drinks heavily because she is under constant stress from being the princess's student, and from having to study all the time, from writing letters, and just generally having a stressful life. And of course, you can't dismiss this famous photo. Rainbow Dash found some of the Wonderbolts as steroids when she was attending one of their events as a filly. She took them home and used them before going to flight school, and hence was able to win the race along with making the Sonic Rainbow. She tried constantly after that to do it legit, but when she couldn't at the Young Flyers competition, she snuck into the Wonderbolts' room and got another batch, hence was able to do it again. That time she stole enough to last a while and was able to do it again at the wedding of Princess Cadance and Shining Armor. Pinkie Pie is basically on anything because, you know, she's Pinkie Pie. I picked LSD or ecstasy because it's hallucinogenic, but, you know, that joke's pretty much getting old. Everyone, you know, has said that. Anyway, the next pony is Rarity. I would say she smokes because she reminds me of one of those old-fashioned British girls. I'm not sure if you people understand what I mean by that, but anyway, I think that she would think that is the only ladylike thing to do. She probably drinks a little bit, but not like Twilight. To reiterate, Twilight is a high-functioning alcoholic. Speaking of alcoholics, Applejack's one. But instead of wine, she makes her own moonshine. I'm probably being the equivalent of a racist towards Southern people, but oh well. As for Fluttershy and heroin, it just seems right. Maybe it's because she's quiet, but then again, I don't know anyone that I know of who did or does heroin, so I don't know if they are normally quiet or not. Maybe it's just the concept of it's always the quiet one that makes me think of her this way, but anyway, moving along. Scootaloo desperately wants to be, and especially fly, like Rainbow Dash, but she's too young. So she took steroids, and that made her tougher, but they shrunk her wings. That is why she has a deep voice, the same as Rainbow Dash, by the way. And that is why she is so good at athletics. You decide if you think she still takes them. I know I think so. Apple Bloom drinks moonshine because that is what they drink in her house. I mean, it's like water there. Sweetie Belle hates that her sister smokes. She thinks that cigarettes are disgusting, and has sworn she will never use them, or any drug for that matter. Everyone knows Spike is a stoner since the .mob series. Honestly, it just gives me one more reason to dislike Spike. I'll get into that in a later video. And I'm not talking about the .mob series either, because I love that series. Anyway, I've been hooked on the idea that Celestia does coke since this picture from the Princess Molestia comic. Yes, I know that this is Princess Molestia, not Celestia, but seriously, who sends her sister to the moon for 1,000 years to punish her for being upset that she was being ignored? As to Luna, contrary to popular belief, she does actually stay up during the day. She plays video games or whatever you want to say she does that is not Ask Princess Molestia related. I have proof that she stays up in the daytime. To Candlelight Wedding, to name one. She has to be up at least part of the day, and what better way to stay awake than caffeine? Princess Cadance and Shining Armor don't use drugs because they want to set a good example for all the citizens, especially the children. Oh, and they're awesome. So that's what I think. If you disagree, feel free to bicker in the comments. I'll read and answer all the ones that I can. And lastly, before anyone says it, everything I mentioned just now is a drug. If you were about to say otherwise, you need to go look up the definition of what a drug is. This is Death by Parody signing off.